This week, bouncing bots, leaping lights, and handspringing humans.
All systems are ready. Main engine ignition.
Japan has just done something amazing. It's flown a spaceship to a 1 kilometre wide near-Earth asteroid called Ryugu to do some incredible science. This is Hayabusa 2, and it's just deployed 3 rovers onto Ryugu's surface. The German and French Mascot probe on October the 3rd, and before that, the Japanese Minerva 2 robots. Their mission? To measure temperature and magnetic properties and take photos of the surface. And amazingly, this is how they get about. Yep, they bounce. I've come to the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, to meet the team who designed the mission and try and get my head around this bonkers mode of transport. In summary, this hops off the surface of an asteroid. It jumps about 10 or 15 meters into space. It stays off the surface for about 15 minutes and then comes back down.
And bound and bound and bound.
Bounce and bounce and bounce. The images already returned by the Minerva 2 bots are wowing the world, but the risks they face are high. What are the biggest risks with these rovers?
Everywhere. So actually, we did not have much budget. So we did not use a very expensive devices. You know that the rover hops and then bound. So in that moment, the mechanical failure will happen. So something was broken. And so another issue is the temperature. So the asteroid is rotating. So the temperature gets down to below minus 100 degrees. So I don't know exactly, but that is also a big problem for the commercial devices.
So this is a replica of Hayabusa 2, and believe it or not, deploying the landers isn't even the coolest thing that this is going to do, in my opinion, because this is going to land on the asteroid, take a soil sample, and then take off again, which I think is absolutely incredible. The first attempted landing is hopefully going to happen very soon, by the end of October, and then, a little later, a second landing will collect more soil.
We think that there are organic matters on the surface of asteroid. So if we can get the organic matter, we can study what kind of organic matter exist when the Earth was born.
Now, that's a model of Hayabusa 2 there.
Right.
It looks very delicate to me, and you're going to try and land that on an asteroid. What are the risks, and what's the most risky part of this?
So the most risky part is that the surface of Ryugu is not smooth. We imagine that we can see the surface of the asteroid, and maybe it is covered by sands, but in fact, the photo that Minerva 2 sent us, there are lots of boulders, big one or small one. We cannot find a wide area where no boulders. So that is our main issue.
Assuming all does go well, next year Hayabusa 2 is going to go one better and try to collect soil from under the surface. And it's going to do that by using an explosive to blow a hole in the asteroid. And then, in one final heroic act of science, it's going to fly back to Earth and return the soil samples to JAXA scientists, possibly to help them unlock the secrets of life itself.
We don't know where the life was born. It may be on the Earth or it may be in the universe. We don't know that. So we want to study the original organic matter that exists when solar system born.
Thank you very much for your time. Very best of luck.
Yes, thank you very much.
It's like going to land a spaceship on an asteroid and then take off and then fly back to Earth. Now, every year in October, the tech world turns its attention to CEATEC, Japan's big tech show, which is a fascinating glimpse into the direction this country is taking its innovation. Emily Bates and Dan Simmons are on the show floor, and here's the first part of their CEATEC tour.
This is not just another tech expo, it's quirky. Yes, that is a sort of green pea Alexa.
And how about replacing alarm clocks with blowing air from the ceiling to wake us up? Even though you don't like to be woken up.
It's like somebody quietly going,
So it's just a question of us finding what we think could be the next big thing.
Now, you know what it's like? You're stuck behind a car and you can't overtake because, well, you just can't see beyond that vehicle. Well, this car might be able to help you. It's fitted with a demonstration of a new technology called XtraView, and it means that you can see through the car ahead using its camera rather than yours.
The vision of makers Valeo is that the live stream from cameras on our cars will be available to everyone within a certain area. The forthcoming 5G cell network will make this tech more workable. Imagine not having to guess what it could possibly be that's holding you up.
Lucky escape.
Here's another angle on cars from Mitsubishi. As the viewer changes position, so the car and lighting effects shift with them.
Now, obviously the car wouldn't move like this in real life, but what it would do is as you move around it, the lighting and reflections would change, and that's what this is trying to demonstrate. The hope in the future is that it can be used on billboards so that the objects within them glint and shine as you pass by as if they were really there. Oh, but you better hope it's a quiet street because at the moment it only works with one person.
Does it look as though the headlights are following you around the room?
Look up and see how natural these skylights look. Up until now, if we wanted a fake window, the fitting would contain either a blue light or blue glass or perspex.
There is actually no blue light behind here. It's just two white LEDs either side with suspended diffusers. Mitsubishi described them as in between to replicate the way that natural light comes through the atmosphere. They won't give us any more information, and they say it's about 2 to 5 years away before something like this could be installed in our homes or hospitals or maybe even the underground to give us a little bit of an extra natural light. It's almost like I'm expecting to see outside.
While Dan is busy seeing the light, I found myself talking to trees.
Now, something you might not expect to see at a tech show is a bonsai tree, or should I say, a bons AI.
The tree, or maybe it's just a fancy pot, will automatically move towards light, let you know if it needs water, and even offer wise words and advice to its owners.
I find out what the world needs. Then I go ahead and invent it. At least that's what Thomas Edison said.
Only in Japan.
This could be one of the standout technologies of CEATEC this year, the ability to detect cancer through a urine sample. And Hitachi are saying that they can detect cancer in its early stages and tell you what type it is. So it works for breast cancer, for lung cancer, for bowel cancer and also for some childhood cancers, pediatric cancers. Initial tests look very positive. They've only had a small sample at the moment, so more testing needs to be done. How long will this take to get into surgeries will be the question everybody's asking, such an important development. In Japan, we're thinking 1 to 2 years to get through the formal stages of acceptance by the government. In other countries like the United States, if Hitachi decides to do some testing there, this could be available to the public within 3 or 4 months, certainly by the summer of next year.
Advances in mass spectrometry and machine learning has made the biomarkers in urine that change with cancer more easy to detect, and it's hoped as reliable as a blood test.
Now, obviously it needs a whole lab set up to do the testing at the moment, but the future, maybe 5, 10 years down the road, well, Hitachi are already talking to a toilet manufacturer to put the testing element of this technology into toilets. So we could get a situation where every time we go for a pee, we could get a result to test and check for any early stages of cancer.
Hello and welcome to the Week in Tech. It was a busy week for robots, with Boston Dynamics Atlas showing off its new parkour skills. Pepper the robot addressed the UK Parliament on artificial intelligence and education. And Bina 48 became the first robot to co-teach a class at the US Military Academy West Point. Bina had previously passed a college course in California on the philosophy of love. The co-founder of Microsoft, Paul Allen, died this week at the age of 65 after recurrence of cancer. Bill Gates paid tribute to his former business partner, saying Microsoft would never have happened without him. The pair met when Gates was in the 7th grade and started the company in 1975. An automated system has been developed to assess dense breast tissue in mammograms, and it's said to be as reliable as an expert radiologist. Researchers at MIT and Massachusetts General Hospital developed the deep learning model, which was used on real patients in a clinical setting. Dense breast tissue is an independent risk factor for breast cancer, and the automated system could significantly reduce the amount of time spent on image analysis. MIT also announced it would be putting $1 billion into a new college for artificial intelligence. The school will open next year and pair students with expertise in fields as diverse as chemistry and history with machine learning courses. And finally, the power of electricity has been harnessed to keep your chewing gum fresh as you chew by zapping your tongue. It's apparently pain-free and is called unlimited electric gum. When chewed, the gum creates a small current, which tricks the tongue into experiencing different tastes.
Now to California, where Richard Taylor's been looking at Adobe's creative vision of the future.
Whether it's intelligently animating your flat 2D photos so they appear to have depth, cropping your regular videos to keep the important action in frame for vertical video sites like Instagram, or making smart selections of objects inside your videos to realize an artistic vision, these are just a few of the ideas dreamt up by the engineers inside Adobe. Even though they may not all make it into the product pipeline, they're designed to inspire the creative community and make the pilgrimage to the company's annual shindig. But this year, the message from Adobe Max is not just about the creatives, it's about all of us.
The Silicon Valley software giant now says it's easier than ever for us to express ourselves whenever and wherever inspiration strikes. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, a better example of this is probably the upcoming Photoshop for iPad. Not just a cut-down version, the full desktop app reworked for touchscreen. But not everyone's impressed.
Photoshop for the iPad, it will make Apple users happy, but they could have put this out before. There are other rival apps out there which are pretty impressive, and to be honest, I think they're beating Adobe at their own game.
Accelerating our creativity is another big push here, and Adobe's put its artificial intelligence engine Sensei at the heart of it. Here, Adobe's After Effects software is able to remove the horse from a moving scene in just a few clicks, something which would have previously been pretty challenging if you weren't a pro. Similar AI tech lies behind its new mobile video editing app aimed at amateur video creators, bringing in several pro features like color correction and even audio cleanup. But Premiere Rush is a somewhat ironic name, given that Adobe's largely dragged its feet in serving the YouTube generation until now.
We don't ship products until we're ready. And to your point, it's taken years to make sure that we could have a phone, tablet, desktop, cloud-first experience so customers can pick up where they left off across different surfaces and make professional-grade quality output.
The other buzz right now is around AR. Adobe's new app Project Aero makes creating these augmented reality experiences more straightforward. Here, a Photoshop file can be made immersive by little more than dragging and dropping it into the app and then separating out the layers. This kind of immersive experience is attracting particular interest in retail, with brands keen to exploit the potential of AR. And Adobe itself is keenly aware the currency of its own brand rests ultimately on its ability to keep one step ahead of the competition.
That was Rich, and now back to Japan. Here at the research labs of NTT Docomo, the country's largest mobile network operator, something new is about to take off. It's big, it's flashy, and it's rather noisy.
What could it possibly be? Oh! It's a flying display!
Yes, this is the world's first spherical drone display. The external frame is made of 8 rotating strips, each consisting of 320 LEDs, which, when spun rapidly, create the illusion of a solid sphere.
We would like to make a new spatial platform to present information anywhere in the sky for advertisement or entertainment, performance, or guidance at the disaster.
Of course, everything about this technology will have to get smaller, more reliable and longer lasting before it becomes useful. At the moment, this thing can stay up for a maximum of 3 minutes.
OK, well now it's time to pop back to CTech to find out what Emily and Dan have found for us this time.
This is not just a great ride, it's one of the first systems to use an 8K projector above us onto a curved mirror to give us this real immersive experience.
And the great thing about this is it's quite small, so you can pack it up, it's quite portable, you can take it pretty much anywhere. And they're hoping they can use this to go around to hospitals and places that maybe don't have access to go to the cinema or to a theme park.
Time for me to get ready for Tokyo 2020.
This is Fujitsu's 3D sensing technology. A laser is scanning my body every second to pick up on 18 different points and joints.
These are then turned into a 3D representation that can be played back frame by frame.
And it's hoped that this technology will be used to help judges evaluate gymnasts in competitions in the future.
It could also help gymnasts hone their technique, give insight to live audiences through its app, and be used in physiotherapy.
OK, slick moves, Emily, but take a close look at this. Japan is on the cusp of a TV first.
This is Sharp's very impressive second generation 8K TV on sale next month, but the real news is that the broadcasting of 8K starts on the 1st of December this year by the national broadcaster NHK, so there will be something to watch.
Oh, no, hang on. This is definitely something to watch.
Yes, okay. Virtual baseball was a bit hit. Home run! And miss. And I wasn't having much luck with virtual fishing either. It's heavy. This telehaptic setup by Keio University means I could be at home while the fishing rod that's copying my movements is out at sea. That may, of course, mean that dinner is a little late.
Now, if Emily has no luck catching those robot fish, she might like to try the robots here at this Lawson store. Hello?
Hello!
It's the over-enthusiastic shop assistant there. Lawson, big firm in Japan, a bit similar to Tesco back at home. They serve food But what they're finding is that the population in Japan is decreasing, the working population, so fewer people able to work in stores. So our shop assistant at the top will knock us up a salad according to our allergies or our health concerns. She will know those automatically in the future. And in a few years' time, Lawson would like to introduce these cooking robots to cook us something live in store as we shop. Today, dumplings are on the menu.
Now, another thing that may be of interest to Japan's aging population are these. They may look like normal glasses, but if I press the touch sensor on the side, you may have seen a little flash. And what that was liquid crystals inside the glasses shifting orientation and changing the focus, meaning it's easier to see things close up, just like bifocals. Now, the upside to these is you can then turn them off, and it goes back to your regular prescription.
So how are we going to decide who's found the best tech this year?
Let's ask the creepy rabbit come shop assistant to make the loser look silly.
But you got a little bunny bag now as well,
Thanks.
so go with it.
Great, it's just what I wanted. It's worth coming.
Beautiful, Dan, just beautiful. And we'll finish with something mind-blowing, eye-popping and jaw-dropping. I can't even walk in. It's messing with my perspective. This is Borderless, the latest otherworldly experience from digital art collective TeamLab. This amazing space is their first permanent home in Odaiba in Tokyo, a 10,000 square metre magical, transcendent world of projected art that's never the same twice. This is just astonishing. It really is alive. The exhibits react to your presence and your touch. Nothing's just played on loop. Everything is changing and reacting all the time. Behind the scenes, 520 computers and 470 projectors bring to life the work of CGI artists, engineers and architects. Even in the cafe, tea breaks are living works of art. All of the drinks come with a white foamy topping, and that's because when you put them down, flowers bloom on your beverage, floating away as you sip.
Like artworks and artworks, it's also no boundaries because it's not made by materials. It's for us, it's a paint is light, and the canvas is everywhere.
It certainly is borderless. Some of the art just doesn't stay put. Characters leave their point of origin and wander into other rooms and across other works. Visitors even get the chance to add their own art to the exhibition. Colour an animal, scan it in, and it comes to life, joining the user-generated menagerie that's flying, swimming, and crawling the floors and walls. The other reason it's called Borderless, thanks to all the mirrors, some of the works just seem to go on forever. It's certainly a place where time becomes irrelevant until you really have to leave. And that is it from Japan for this week. I cannot think of a better way to end the programme. Don't forget, we live on Facebook and on Twitter, and we will put up loads of backstage photos and videos there. The address is at BBC Click. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.